Hi, this is Lejeune, Mind, Health, and Wellness with Lejeune, Season 3. Oh my gosh, this is one of my favorite special guests. Love her to pieces. She is a wife, a mom, a grandmother, relationship coach, board certified health coach, integrated nutrition coach, type 2 diabetes educator, best selling author, speaker, as well as my mentor, Tamica Lloyd. Thank you for joining me today.
I can't believe it's season 3 already, and I love you
Season
too,
3.
June.
Season
Wow.
3. Yes, yes, yes. So, can you give the people who don't know you already a background on yourself?
Wow, goodness gracious. Where do I even start? A background on myself. I've been a coach for over a decade, and I started in this line of work with my own health journey. At one point in time, I weighed over 220 pounds, had type 2 diabetes, and the doctor told me there was nothing that I can do to reverse it. The only thing that would happen is in the future, I would probably die of some type 2 diabetic complication. And at that time, I was 30, 3 little kids, and I was just like, this cannot be my fate. So I did it the old fashioned way at first. I went through the American Diabetes Association website, started doing all that. That just made me sicker. So I stopped all that nonsense and I got a hold of this book called The China Study, and that book changed my life and the trajectory of my health. And so I wanted to make it my life's mission to educate other people who also are overweight, who have type 2 diabetes, who just think that their future involves medication. I reversed my type 2 diabetes with food and a lifestyle change. I never took one medication. And I'm not saying medication doesn't help. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying for me, it was not an option because I already saw my family members die and they were taking a medication. So that's what started my journey. And that's the journey that I'm still on. As you know, Lejeune, we're getting sicker as a country. We have a sick care system. We don't have a healthcare system. And type 2 diabetes is not something you just catch out the blue. Type 2 diabetes is a lifestyle diabetes. You're just feeding your cells the wrong things. It's not like type 1 where you don't have a choice. Type 2, you have a choice. It's all about what you choose to put in your body, to put your mind focus on. That's what it's all about. So, and I enjoy it. I love what I do most of the time.
She's joking. She loves what she does. If she didn't, she wouldn't be doing it. So,
That's true.
for the people, some people who don't know your story, I definitely wanted to talk about that today because you have an inspirational story. You lost your parents at a young age. You experienced being homeless at a young age, obesity, chronic health illness, so much in your life for you to overcome. And so many people struggle with trying to overcome even losing loved ones or
Mhm.
financial situations or whatever the case may be. Can you talk about from your experience what was the point for you that you said, you know what, I don't want this life anymore?
Oh, being homeless was something. Homeless at 16, parents died at 14, and spending that year homeless, I think said to me, this is not for me. I already grew up in the projects. I grew up in the inner city, and the only things that I saw most of the time were violence. You know, people getting shot, people getting killed, people stealing. That was just rats, roaches. Just that was my life. So being homeless, seeing those things and looking at the people that were there, even in the hood, it's like if you saw a homeless person, you were like, oh, look at that drunk. That's what it, if they drinking, they didn't start out drinking. They drinking to cope with being homeless. It was a lot of veterans. It was a lot of children. It was a lot of mothers. And I came across this guy. He was a rabbi. And he gave me a book, Think to Grow Rich. And that book played a large part in me changing how I saw things. That's where I learned that just because I'm living this life like this now doesn't mean that this is my fate. I can change it. I have to go inside. I can't change it with with my senses, with my sight, with my hearing, with none of that is going to work. I have to physically imagine the life that I wanted and feel good in that life in order for me to start creating a new one. And it took a while to actually perfect because it's kind of hard to envision yourself living an opulent life when you're surrounded by rats. It's not easy. But over time, I was able to do so and, still go to school. And with his help, I landed in Lincoln University. And he said, if you get into college, I'll make sure you get there. And he did. So when I was going through my health journey, I did the same thing. I saw myself being smaller. I saw myself being fit. I saw myself loving eating things that I thought were disgusting, like Brussels sprouts and broccoli and cauliflower and really anything green. But I saw myself eating it and loving it and like feeling it, because it's the feeling. You can see it all you want, but if you're not feeling it, it's not going to do any good. And so that information that I learned back at 16, was pivotal in helping me change, the course of my health. And that's what I do with my clients, because sometimes they get caught up on what they see in the mirror and they don't like it. And they're like, I hate the way I look at. If you do, you're just going to keep feeding that hate. No, I want you to love what it is that you see, because at the end of the day, it's you right now. And yes, you want to change it, but you still have to love it. You have to find something about it that you love. So, yeah, I always think of that rabbi. And I also learned that, religion, how sometimes we think our religion is the only answer. And, the heck with them. I will tell you, June, a whole lot of Baptists and Catholic people that I knew while I was in the street walk right past me. That
Mm.
rabbi saved my life. And that's when I realized that it's not about a religion, it's about an individual person. And so I'll be forever indebted to that rabbi.
I love that you said that because I think so many people get stuck on no one sees me, but it's something about at least that one person seeing you and seeing your true self and what you could be and investing in you.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Because who would have thought? He walked by. I mean, I saw him a few times before he even approached me. But for him just out the blue to just come up to me and just say, you don't even look like you belong here. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, no, it's something about you. This, not saying that anybody should belong here. He says, but I know you don't. And that's how he started the conversation. And so you're right. He saw me when I didn't even want to see myself, and when other people that should have been seeing me didn't or wouldn't. And they saw me. They just wanted to act like they didn't see me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, with that
Mm.
being said, at what point did you start seeing you and start loving you? Because again, you lost your parents at such a young age. You went through so much being on the street. You seeing people pass you by. You're alone at this point. What point for you where you say, you know what? I'm no longer lonely. I'm now have self-love for me. At what point was that pivotal in your life? Because we know a lot of people, you can be surrounded by millions of people, and you still feel lonely or you still feel unseen?
Hmm. I, for me, it was when I was going through that health journey process, because at that point I had to look at why I was eating what I was eating. Now, some of it was because that's how, you were raised. And when you're raised on fried foods and grease and lard and all of that stuff, that you only do what you know. But another part of it was I was feeding my grief. I was feeding my anger. I was feeding that loneliness. And apples wasn't making that feeling go away. Chocolate cake was making that feeling go away. Cookies was making that feeling go away. So it was like I was really self sabotaging myself, and I had to figure out why. And so it was unpacking just years and years of feeling that I really didn't even know that I had. Growing up, I always remember I have this aunt sis down in North Carolina, and I love my aunt sis. She's my great aunt, my grandmother's sister, and I always thought she was like the most beautiful woman in the world. And I still think she's the most beautiful woman in the world. And she's light skinned and she has this pretty hair, and then I would look at me and I'm like, God, like, why can't I be like that? And, it's that colorism when, you're brown and you want to be a little lighter shade of brown. And so I was always hard on myself because I didn't look like that. And to me, she was pretty. She was beautiful. So if she's beautiful and that's how she looks, then I can't be beautiful. So I realized that a lot of issues that I had where I was turning to food, at the end of the day, it came from me not loving who I was. And once that light bulb went off, because I always thought I was a very confident person, but I was on one aspect, but on a lot of aspects, I wasn't, especially on how I looked. So that's the work that I had to do. And what I started to do was just look at pictures of women who were my complexion or even darker and say, do I think that they're pretty? And to me, they were beautiful. I was looking at them like, oh my goodness, these women are absolutely stunning. And a friend of mine said, you are good to point out somebody is stunning. That girl look just like you. Look at them big eyes. Look at the complexion. And I'm like, that don't look like me. That looks exactly like you. And so that's where it started, and it just grew from there. It was a lot of work. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm talking about affirmations. I'm talking about I had to every day, like a minute of the day, catch my thoughts. What am I thinking about? Is it serving me? Is it not serving me? Like, what's going on? Why do I feel like that? And that process took a good year, a good year. And it wasn't easy. But at the end of it, everything fell into place. I no longer wanted those fried foods. I only wanted that, a taste of that cake because it's my birthday or it's an anniversary or whatever. I learned how to have different types of coping mechanisms when I'm angry or when I'm sad. And like I just developed a better relationship with me. And so now today I love me, the good, the bad, the ugly, I love it. I love the dark circles that, I don't cover up with makeup. Like, I love it. Like, it doesn't bother me. I It's who I am. I don't get much sleep. What can I say? Um,
Because she's up
it's
all
who
night
I
reading
am.
books.
And I'm a whole night reading books. So I'm just like, okay. But, I love it. I don't try to cover up who I am because this is me. So,
And I love that. And I love you because you are amazing.
thank
And
you.
the thing of definitely a lot of women struggle with their looks and they have that self sabotaging conversation of, I'm fat, I'm never going to be pretty,
Mm,
I'm frumpy,
mm,
I'm this, I'm that. And
mm.
you keep telling yourself these things, you continue to believe it, And when people say to you, "You're beautiful," no, I'm not. Yeah. And
Yes,
so
and you really don't see it because you've been telling
really,
yourself that I'm frumpy and ugly.
which is sad. And I'm glad for you that you got to the point that you appreciated your skin. Because I
Yeah.
think brown skin and dark skinned women are so beautiful.
They sure are. And the older we get, the more beautiful I think we are because we ain't no wrinkles going on over here. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I mean, look, I saw one the other day. This woman, oh my goodness. She, first of all, I thought she was around our age. No, she was almost 70.
Oh, wow.
When I tell you no wrinkles, just as like she's just very, she was flexible. When she says, yeah, my grandkids are grown, I was like, oh, I'm sorry, how old are you? She was almost 70. I was like, what the? Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's
Yes.
what I'm
Yes.
talking about. That beautiful dark skin. She was absolutely gorgeous.
Yes. That
Goals.
yeah, goals, being fit and being, just appreciating yourself and aging gracefully. And we see the pictures of, they'll show somebody that's in their 50s or 60s or 70s or 80s that just let themselves go. And then you see people who are those same age that looks very young and youthful and very fit and active.
Yeah, people seem to think just because you get older, like your life kind of stops. Or, oh, I'm older, now I have all these ailments. You don't realize that your ailments didn't come because you were old. Your ailments are what they are because for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, you were putting into your body crap, 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 and your body, being the magnificent vessel it is like, okay, I'm working, I'm working, I'm working. So you get to about 60, or sometimes now it's even 40s, all of these health conditions are popping up. Oh, I can't move. Oh, my knee hurt. Oh, it's because I'm getting old. No, you've been feeding your body junk and garbage. So now you're getting out what you've been putting in. So once you start fueling your body with living foods, fruits, vegetables, beans, nuts, and your body will eventually retrain itself and then you'll be fine. I can't stand when people equate old with, that's just the way it is because I'm this age. No, that's the way it is because you've been feeding your body garbage for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. That's why.
Yeah,
So
because it's
eat
that
right, people.
that equation of aging is a form of ailment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's not the case. I went to the doctor on yesterday for my physical and already had my labs done. And she's, looking at me and she's like, "Oh, you're pretty, you're healthy." And I'm looking at her like, "Am I not supposed to be healthy?"
No, you in America. And you're over a
I'm
certain age, so no.
I am not right. So she just kept looking at me and I knew, you and I talked about the bun being low and she said, "Oh, that's because you don't eat red meat." And I said, "No, I know why it's low is because I don't consume a lot of protein." So that's just in
Mm-hmm.
general. That has nothing to do with the fact
Mm-hmm.
that I don't eat red meat or eggs or chicken. It's the fact that I'm not
Mm-hmm.
consuming enough.
Yes, protein, exactly. Exactly. But isn't that sad though? Because it's, first of all, it's not, you're not even at the age where someone would even think old, first of all. But for her to just be so shocked at your young age is a problem. Like if you was my husband's age and she said it, then I would understand. And yeah, he just turned 60. Yes, there is a big age difference and he's not on any medication. And every time he says that, doctors be looking at him like, you 60? You just turned 60? No medication? They looking at him like, oh, how do you do that? It's like, that's because he's 60. Why he's supposed to be on two, three, four medications? What the? And he's just like, something not right with this healthcare in this country.
'Cause even when I was in my 20s and 30s, I would go to the doctor and they would look at me sideways and they would say, "Oh, you're not on any medicines?" No. So it's because they see so many people who come in that's on cholesterol medicine, on diabetes medicine,
Mhm,
on blood pressure medicine,
mhm,
whatever the
mhm,
medication is, they're seeing that and they're looking at people who are my age coming in and they're like, "Oh, you're not on any medications?" No.
mhm. You sure? You all
Are
right?
like, you see what I'm on, so no, I'm not on any medication.
Oh my
Only
goodness.
prescription drug I have is ibuprofen, and I take it as needed. That's on there, and a emergency inhaler, that's it. So, of course, it's like, you're Black, you're a woman, you're in America.
You're supposed to have high blood pressure and diabetes
Diabetes.
minimally.
Yeah,
Minimally. And that's a problem. That's a problem that we think like that. That's a problem that they are right. The majority of us are like that, but we don't have to be like that because, medication has its place. I'm not saying it doesn't, but I think the problem is, especially when it comes to type 2 diabetes, that they will use the medicine and think that that gives them the right to keep eating the crap that they eat. They're like, oh, yeah, I'll just have this and drink this soda. I'm taking my medication later, so it doesn't matter. And then worry why it starts off with metformin, and then eventually you'll need insulin, and eventually you'll have all the other ailments that come with it. You don't have to live like that. You don't have to. I'm telling you, you don't have to. And so that's a terrible way. If it was me, that's a terrible way to live because I'm gonna live being a slave to medication
'cause
at
the
all.
medicine is just a Band-Aid. That's it.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's it. And then you need another band-aid and then another one and then another one because you're not healing that wound. You're just putting that band-aid over it. But
It's
we're so used to that though. And I think that's what the healthcare industry, that's what they want, They want us on the medications, whether they work or not, doesn't matter. So, and then people believe, they believe. So they're like,
I think for
"Hmm,
me, it's always a concern when I go to this doctor's office and I see the nurses who are morbidly obese that's struggling to walk and struggling to breathe. And it's a
hmm,
question of, you're in the health industry. Health looks healthy. Health looks like you're able to be mobile and move, not that you're struggling to get around or you're struggling to breathe or you have to lean or bend over on something
hmm,
to hold yourself up because your legs are giving out because you're holding this massive amount
hmm,
of weight. Your legs aren't built to hold a certain amount of weight. That's the
mm-mm,
concern for me.
mm." And even when it's the doctor, like the doctor will look, I remember, you're when I'm bigger, and the doctor's like, yeah, well, here, you should try the South Beach diet. And I'm looking at him and his belly looking like he about 8 months pregnant. It's like, how you think I'm going to take your advice? Did
Right,
you follow the South Beach diet?
right, right.
Because it ain't working there. When that baby about to be delivered? Like, it's sad. It's sad. It is sad when you see the nurses there, when you see the doctors there, and they're telling you what you're supposed to do. And to me, I equate that with hairdressers. Now I know there's some banging hairdressers out there, and they hair be looking crazy, but I know they. That's because I know them. But if I didn't know them, I wouldn't be going to them and your hair look crazy.
Yes,
Like I
yeah,
love my girl, love my girl, love my girl because her hair is always looking good. Shout out to you, Dana. You know I love you. Like her hair is always looking good. She be on Instagram, and I'm like, ooh, yeah, that's who I'm going to. That's the type of doctor I always wanted. One that reflected where I was going, where I
right,
wanted to be.
right.
I didn't find that in the mainstream doctors. Not saying that they're not out there, just saying that I didn't find one that was for me. So I had to go another route.
And I think that's what a lot of patients need to start doing is start questioning doctors and nurse practitioners and physician assistants because we get so caught up. They're more educated than us, and we're not questioning what they're saying and what they're offering us. Because I went 2 weeks ago because I've been having issues with restful sleep, and I was offered a pill, which is also an antidepressant for sleep. And my immediate response was, no, I don't want an antidepressant because once you get off those meds, how it affects you. I want to
Mm-hmm.
get to the root of why I'm not having restful sleep. And I
Mm-hmm.
appreciated her
Mm-hmm.
response of, I understand, totally get it. Because you go to most doctors, they'll push it on you.
Mm-hmm. They will. They will. And we don't ask questions. And we have to stop looking at doctors as they know more than we do. When I'm sure, yeah, if I'm trauma, whoop, I'm there. But when it comes to your health, just like I know, it's not like they get hours and hours of training on nutrition and how that affects the biochemistry of your body. They don't. If they get a semester, that's a lot. The doctors I interviewed didn't even get that. So they have no correlation on how, even with proteins, how a plant-based protein can actually help you more than a meat-based protein. They want they wouldn't know that. They don't know. They're like, yeah, yeah, have your protein. It's not the same. And they don't know. What they know are drugs. They don't know how to help heal people with food, with herbs, with some supplements. They have no clue. And a lot of them will talk you out of it. Now you don't need that supplement. Oh no, I know. I need a vitamin D supplement. I know, and I don't want yours because I don't know what all of those fillers are. I know what I need. So it boggles my mind. People are very trusting, and I'm not trusting, and neither are you. So we know this question. We're like, mm-mm. You
Yeah,
want me to take what?
I
Mm.
started reading the side effects of when you stop taking it, how it affects your body, how it affects your mood.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it was a no when she offered it, but just researching it, it was definitely a hundred
Ooh.
percent no. And just think about people who do suffer from mental health issues when they stop taking the medicine and how it
Mhm.
affects them mentally when they
Mhm.
stop. So they have to be reliant on it.
Yes. Which is crazy. When I look at commercials, I don't watch much TV during my Judge Judy. That's about it. Or, maybe some HGTV, a little bit ID, but not much. But the commercials with these drugs, and I'm just like, how would when they slip in may cause death or slip in suicidal thoughts? Or I'm like, what? Nah, I think I'd rather have my hand hurting than take this, and I might kill. I'm already homicidal.
I don't need a pill to make me more homicidal. So yeah.
I'm trying to not
Yeah.
be like that. So, but it's like, and it's funny because when people go through these direct effects, I'm not going to call them side effects. This is direct effect, and they don't really put two and two together. They will, 9 times out of 10, they don't think, oh, it's these drugs that I'm taking. They will try to blame something else. And no, not me. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Anything that say may cause death, no, thank you. No, thank you. Because when you die, they're gonna be like, well, we said it's one of
It
the
may cause
direct
death.
effects.
Right, right. So yeah. And I've worked in mental health with clients where they would come to me and say, it's affecting my sex drive. It's affecting my sleep. Is making me more hungry. Is taking my appetite away. I don't want to eat. Just all the different side effects with it. And they would say to me, well, I'm gonna stop taking it. Okay, let's go talk to the psychiatrist and see if he can adjust it instead of you stop taking it.
Yes, because that's going to give you even more problems. You got to wean yourself off of some of those drugs.
Yeah.
Because if not, then woo, woo. And that's another reason why I don't want to take it. Anything I got to wean myself off of, nah, trying to kill me. No, thank you. No, thank you.
So you know we are in cuffing season. I know you didn't watch the videos. I didn't watch them either. But the young lady that did the 50 videos, I guess that was her therapeutic release of who the F I married. Um, and we know a lot of people during this just this season, because people are getting older, mid 30s, 40s, 50s, they want to get married. They want to get married, they want to have kids. It's becoming more of a desperation. They've done the
Mm.
Sierra letter, they've done the whoever letter, and praying to God for this ideal person. What would you say to them? I mean, I would say, definitely you got to start loving yourself and dating yourself and putting yourself first. But you are the relationship expert and coach. So, and you've been married for many years.
Yeah, yeah. It all starts with you. You know, we think we know what we want sometimes, but do you know what you want? When you're really, really clear that on what you want in a person, and I'm talking about not just how they look, I'm not talking about how much money they got, I'm not talking about their occupation, I'm talking about, do you want someone that's warm, loving, gentle, cry at movies? What is it that you want? How do you want them to relate to you? If you're looking for a husband, what does that look like? What does marriage look like? Like, really go deep and not only paint the picture, because they can paint the picture and they may know what they want, but are you getting emotionally invested in what you want? And more importantly, are you that which what you want? So sometimes people will say, oh, Tamica, I just want somebody that's nice and trusting. You've been lying on all your relationships. How are you going to get somebody that's nice and trusting? You got to be what you want sometimes. That's how it is. Oh, Tamica, I want somebody who's, really fit. Well, okay, okay, but usually really fit people spend their times in the gym or biking or doing active things. So how are you going to find them if you on the couch eating ice cream all day? So you got to know what it is that you really, really want. And this actually happened with a friend of mine, because she was actually one of those type of people who was not fit, but she wanted a fit guy, manifested this fit guy, married this fit guy, got divorced 6 months later because he was just too fit for her.
What?
Yes, because again, he looked good. He got his six pack. He got to work on that. So while he's out, walking 5 miles a day, not her. While he's in the gym, not her. While he's eating certain things, not her. And him thinking he's helping her. It's like, well, come on, if you want to have this baby, you got to train your body now. You got to do this. You got, and she was like, I gotta leave him alone because that's just too much. So she thought she knew what she wanted, but it was for the wrong reasons. So you have to start with loving yourself. You have to start with knowing the traits of the type of person that you want and be ready to receive those traits. And above all else, you have to feel. If you are not feeling love, excitement in your vision, happiness, joy, if you're not feeling it, you're not going to get it. It's just that simple. You can have the picture, you have to feel it. And a lot of people don't, the feeling that they feel is desperation. The feeling that they're not feeling is the faith in knowing that this person is out there and this is going to be a beautiful life and it makes them feel good. No, they feel desperation. And that's why they're not getting what they want.
I think a lot of people confuse lust and
Mm,
infatuation with love.
definitely. It
Yeah,
looks good.
it
Looks real
it
good.
looks
Looks
good. The intimacy is
good.
great, but
Oh
you don't
yeah.
really know the person. Because most times
Mm-mm.
people show you their representatives. They don't show you their true, authentic self until months and years go by and you start to see that real person. You're like, well, who is this? Where
Yes.
have you been? You're not who I met.
Yes. Exactly. And woo, and if you're older, you shouldn't be doing that. Like I blame that on, people in their 20s. If you are 35 and older, you should not be showing your representative. I mean, when I met my husband, I was 29 and he was 41. And even at that point, I was just like, this is how I am. I am type A. I can be a bitch. I like XYZ. And if you about that, all this other stuff, that ain't me. Don't even start it because just like that, you could be gone. And that's how the conversation was because I know how I am. And I have time even at that age, to spend with someone that if I would have, been sweeter or faking or lovey dovey, all the stuff that I am not, I cannot keep that up. No. And so he'd have been looking at me like, who is this bitch? That's not what I signed up for. So I was exactly who I know I am. If you're exactly who you know you are and they accept you, that's golden. If they don't, then they weren't for you. So why am I gonna waste 6 months, a year, 2 years? Nah. Look, this is how I am. This is how I am. And I know I'm crazy. So be careful. And he was like, already, I know, I got this, I got it. And he'll say it now. He's like, I was like, uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. I've never changed. I've never no, I can't say I haven't changed. I am more touchy feely now. That's because I just love him so much, and so I like to. But before I was like, nah, I'm gonna be touching me. What's up? What? No, mm-mm, no, it's not me. No.
I
So if I got this person, anybody can do it. Trust me. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Because I'm sure y'all women out there are much better than me. Much better than me. But I just got to the point where I wasn't settling for nothing. I'd rather be by myself than in a bad relationship. And I already had my daughter. So I'm like, mm-mm, no, I'm good. I'm good. Hmm. Yep. That was that bad relationship beforehand that taught me. That's what taught me. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. True, true, true. There,
I
I really believe there's somebody for everybody. Like I really do believe that there is that one person that is there for you. But if you're spending your time trying to be something that you're not, you're one that one true person is not going to get to you. If you're in bad relationships that you're afraid to step out of because you're like, oh, but I spent 5 years. Yeah, before I'm bad. If you're spending your time in a bad relationship, that one person that's for you, you're not going to be with them.
Yeah.
So, stop. We got to stop wasting time, be who we are, and then that person will come to us. Because when we're not, we'll get people and they may look good, but they're not going to be for us and it's not going to work.
This is definitely true. And also paying attention to the red flags in your intuition because your gut tells you all the time if something is off and something is wrong. And make sure you're ready. I've
Mm-hmm.
taken, May will be 5 years that I've been single, and I've learned so much about myself in dating myself and understanding the things about me. And what you said, I don't want to go in the next relationship not I'm asking for things and not offering having those things myself because it's hypocritical. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you're asking for somebody to make six figures. You ain't making six figures. You want somebody that's a millionaire. You're not a millionaire. Like it's unrealistic. You you say you want somebody fit. Well, I am fit, but you know,
That's
it's
right.
things that you're asking for that's unrealistic, and I just want to
Mhm.
make sure I can be vulnerable for someone, and I had to learn to be vulnerable with myself.
Exactly. It all starts with us. And you're right. People want somebody making six figures. Okay. All right. But then don't complain because he's working 70, 80 sometimes hours. Because when you make six figures, 9 times out of 10, you working crazy hours. And then you mad because, well, he's not spending time with me. Well, but he's buying you the best of the best, but he's not spending time with me. That's because he out there making them 6, 7 figures. So again, it's about what do you want? What do you want? Do you really want that? Or would you rather have somebody that's going to, make that time for you, whether it's every night or once a week or, what have you? Know what you want because sometimes we get exactly what we wish for and then we don't like it. We don't like it. We're like, I wanted this caring person, but now he's around me 24/7. Well,
Like he ain't got no friends.
you don't want to go out with your boys, and he's like, well, no, I love to be with you. And now that's not what you wanted, but you didn't. You wasn't descriptive enough. So you need to be very descriptive for what you want. Because you may not like old boy or with you all the time.
This is definitely very, very true. You definitely have to be really specific on what you want because be careful what you ask for. You get it, and then you're not happy with it. So, yeah.
And then they looking at you like, well, what? I always been like this. And then you like, I'm about to sign you up somewhere. You going to Fiji or something, motherfucker. You just in my face too much. It's like, well, when he told you though that he wanted to spend every waking moment with you, you thought that was cute a year ago. But you thought he was playing. He told you who he were. So you're right. You gotta know the signs. You got to. You got to. And if it's a red flag for you, deal with it. Deal with it right then and there. Don't say, "Oh, well, that don't look good," but keep going in the same trajectory because sooner or later, it's just gonna explode.
Yep. Or that saying, "Oh, I can change them." No.
Mm. We know us women. Woo, especially those that are like caring and we're like, oh, 99% of them could be bad. We'll see that 1% and we like, yes, I know I can change them. No, you can't change them. You cannot. The only time you can change them is if they want to be changed. If they don't want to be changed, nope. So stop wasting your time. Get out. Get out of it. Run. 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 Don't try to change them. It's not cute. It's not cute.
That's too much work. That's something I've never done and never been interested in doing, is changing somebody. It's like, you are who you are, and I don't want nobody trying to change me. So
No. Oh, and don't think you're looking for, like, I don't like when women say this either. I'm looking for my other half so I can be complete. No, that means you don't think you're complete as you are now. So no, you're not looking for your other half. You need to be complete. You need to be happy with who you are, where you are, and what you want. You are a full human being. You are a complete person. You're looking for another complete person. That's how it is. We're not looking at these two halves. No, 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 no. So sometimes I think, we go for people because we think that they're going to complement something within us or fix something with us. Or no, you have to be whole first, and then you can look for another whole person. If you're not whole, if you got baggage from relationships, from yourself, please don't. Fix yourself first. Do what you got to do. Because if not, you're going to bring that baggage in your other relationship. Or you're going to find somebody that's like that ex that you just left, and then wonder why I keep getting the same type of guys, because you ain't fixed it. You ain't fixed it.
Or that saying, "Oh, I want somebody that will make me happy." That
Red flag. Leave them alone. Red flag. Because can't nobody make you happy but you. Nobody can make you happy but you. I will say it again because people don't understand. Nobody can make you happy but you. Happiness is a choice, a personal choice. So sometimes you could be having a shitty day. I have them a whole lot. And I'm like, oh gosh. And then I'm like, well, I don't like to stay in this. Let me think of something. I'll think of something funny that Lejeune said because she's funny. Or I'll think of something my grandson did, and then that makes me happy. That makes me happy. So you have to own your own happiness. Yeah, that's another flag. I need them to make me happy. Or why aren't you making me happy? I make yourself happy. I ain't your mama.
Not. I think you hit him with, "I ain't your mama." Okay.
I ain't your mama. I ain't your fairy godmother.
We also gonna add she a comedian too on her lunch.
Sad. I can't. I can't. I don't like meeting people, so. I don't like meeting people.
What do you have coming up that the world can find you?
Oh gosh, I always have something coming up. If you guys go to my link tree at Coach Tamica Lloyd, if you all want to join our Lloyd Health Revolution membership, we always have a lot of fun there. Details about that. If you have any questions on relationships or even type 2 diabetes, send me an email at Coach Tamica at Lloyd Health Revolution and let me know you saw us on Lejeune's podcast, and then I'll answer first. So mention Lejeune and I'll answer first. Because if you don't mention Lejeune, you're going to get at the bottom of the call, and I got a whole lot of questions to answer. So, the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth.
I'm the way into getting through her gate. So yeah,
you are
she
the
got
way.
the steel gate up with electrical iron.
Everything.
So
A dragon.
Definitely. So just say, hey, I saw the episode with you on Lejune's podcast. She'll
That's
let you
it. All you
through.
gotta mention. That's right. Just say
It
Lejeune.
did
That's all
like
you
this,
need.
and then all of a sudden,
Heart
big
in the Red Sea. Heart in the Red Sea. Like Moses.
so yes, yes. And where can they find you on social media and give your website again? People don't
Oh
have good
gosh.
memories.
You just go to CoachTamica.com. Handles are Coach Tamica or Coach Lloyd on social media. I will let y'all know I'm not really on social media because I got a life. And unless my grandson does something really cute, I don't really post. I promise to do better in 2024, but I haven't done that yet. So,
You're almost
so
3 months in next week. So
I'm almost, I know, you know, some people are social media people and they love it. Not me. I'm like, And please do not message me on social media because you'll never get a response. Again, Coach Tamica at LloydHealthRevolution.com. That's
So, any inspirational, motivational words before we close out for the people?
Motivation, no, but inspirational, yes. You are much more powerful than you know that you are. And so, if you are at a stage in your life, whether it's your career, your health, your love life, you have more power than you know. We are here on this earth to create what we want more than we are about learning. So it's up to you to create the life that you want. And that all starts with the vision and that all starts with the feeling. Those are the two things. You have to have a desire that's prompting the vision. And when you look at that vision in your mind, it should promote some sort of joy, happiness, laughter. That's how you start to create the life that you want. And you can do it. And start today. Start right now, right after this podcast. Just take 5 minutes and think about what you want. Because if you don't, then this time next week, next year, 2 years, 10 years, you're going to be exactly in the same space, wondering why. So that's my inspiration to all of you. If you don't like where you are, change it. And if you need help, let me know because that's something that I never know what my purpose really is, but I know I can help people change. So I can't say good luck because I don't believe in luck. Just do it. Don't try, just do it. You
Okay.
know, it's so like, I don't like that try shit.
To,
I'll
to,
try.
to,
That means you ain't gonna do it.
Tamika Nike. Yeah, that's where that
That's
came
right.
from.
That's right. That's right. Just do it. Just do it. Hashtag Nike. You know I love you. I always wear your brand.
Yes.
Gotta give a shout out to Nike since I'm using. Even though I was saying that beforehand, but we ain't even gonna go there, Nike.
Oh, oh,
So,
we'll make sure we tag Nike on this.
that's right. Just do it. Just do
Yes,
it. Don't
yes.
try. Just do it.
This lady.
Always so much fun
Yes.
with you, Jude.
Yes, and I thank you so much, Tamika. You are always a inspiration and encouragement and motivation in my life, and I thank you, and I thank God for blessing me with you in my life. And you've been there during the lows of the lows and the highs of the highs, and definitely want to give you a public appreciation and shout out because love you dearly and thank you for being my friend, my sister, and coach and mentor and all of the above. Thank you.
You're welcome, and I love you too, Lejeune. And I cannot wait. You always are doing great things now, and you just got great things in the works. And I'm so proud of you. And God is great all the time. He put us together for a reason, and you're never going to get rid of me now, girl. No. No.
Well, thank you. Until next time, this is Lejeune, Mind, Health, and Wellness with Lejeune. You can find me at LeJuneSingleton.com. When you are ready. We always want Tamica coming back because Tamica is a highlight. She drops some gems and inspirational bombs. So thank you, Tamica. Until next time, have a blessed and wonderful day.